Hi Pokefans, welcome back to part 17 of my Indigo Disk DLC. Last episode we went ahead and completed the Mochi Mayhem, which is pretty nice. But of course we still have a small part of the Paldean map that is still kind of not available. Hopefully we get a content for that pretty soon as well. In this and upcoming episodes, I'll be going ahead and catching all of the legendary Pokemons that are available for the solo quest in Pokemon Scarlet. I believe that the solo quest for Violet will be a bit different. We also have a couple of group quests. Unfortunately, I'm right now not able to do that. But we are gonna go ahead and check out what else we have got. Now, since I did actually get quite a few BP, especially for the item printer, I have completed a lot of blueberry quests to get the BP. So I think we'll be able to get quite a few treats from Mr. I believe Snacksworth here. The first one we get is Solgaleo treat. Let me quickly see where the location for this one is. Alright, it seems like it is near Paldean Pokemon League, which should be pretty easy. I was admiring the structure from outside when one of the staffers noticed me and invited me inside. Observation deck. I'm kind of sure where this is. I feel like it is on top of the Pokemon League building. That should be pretty easy to actually find. I'm pretty sure that there are a couple of other Pokemons with bit trickier location. But it's okay. If I don't really find the exact location, I still can actually search in the internet. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people might have already completed this before. But of course, since I do have quite a few legendary Pokemons to catch, I went ahead and talked to him again. This time we do have Raikou. Let me see where the location for this one is gonna be. Rising up a mountain together, dashing past me, right? Although I am wondering which mountain it might be. Paldia does have a lot of them. Now he did mention about a desert, which I'm thinking is a Zado desert, but I might be wrong. As usual, I'm gonna go ahead and search for the exact location so that you all will know it as well. Alright, here I am in Pokemon League. As you can see, the building is right in front of me. As for Solgaleo, I believe it is around here. And there it is. It's actually in the below part. I guess this is the observation deck. Pretty cool. I've actually not caught Solgaleo before, as I didn't really play Pokemon Sun and Moon as well as its sequel. So this is the first time I'm catching this Pokemon right here. Either way, I'm actually quite prepared. As usual, I do have my lantern, which is, by the way, an amazing Pokemon to use if you're trying to catch legendary Pokemon. This right here is actually my second attempt in catching Solgaleo. For the first one, I accidentally, I believe, knocked it out. So I had to reset my game. This time around, I do know a better strategy in trying to catch it. For the first turn, I'm gonna go ahead and try out the quick ball. You always have a higher chance in catching these legendary Pokemons with a quick ball, so I would definitely recommend it. Of course, Solgaleo here uses a fire type move, which is really not that powerful, so I'm pretty happy about that. It also tried using Wild Charge, which is very helpful with Volt Absorb on my Lantern. I believe Lantern is a perfect Pokemon to go against Solgaleo here. There we go, we have paralyzed it as well. I would just go ahead and use Hydro Pump. Now Hydro Pump really is not going to take it down. I believe you need at least 3 of them in the level that I'm in before its health comes to red. So let me go ahead and bring its health down. I also feel that whenever I do not paralyze a Pokemon or maybe try to put it to sleep, these legendary Pokemons are way tougher to catch then. In this case, I feel like 2 of the Hydro Pumps are pretty good. I also went ahead and used a Aqua Ring to heal myself up, make sure that Lantern doesn't really go down. I think now is actually the time for me to start using Flail. This is pretty weak move, I would say, but it does help me in bringing it down to red health. There we go, it seems like Solgaleo is also helping us heal ourselves right here. I believe I have to bring its health down until red, so I do have to be a bit careful. Now it does have Solar Beam. I would definitely recommend switching out your Pokemon if you do have a water type one. In this case, I decided to go ahead and go into Ogerpon. Once more, Solgaleo does have Wild Charge, so Ogerpon might go down with that, but I'm not too worried. Now that it is at this health, I'm just gonna try and catch it with a Ultra Ball. We do have 63, so hopefully I'll be able to catch this one within that. I should say the music for this is pretty intense. Actually like it a bit as well. But let me go ahead and use another Ultra Ball. Never mind. I believe this is the third Pokeball I'm trying to use. I do actually want to keep a track on how many Pokeballs I use for each of these legendary Pokemons. There we go, this is the fourth one. Apparently it's not in a mood to be caught. That's alright. We are doing pretty good with the moves right here, so I'm not too worried about it. This is the fifth Pokeball. This time we actually got a critical capture, which is pretty rare but very lucky right there. There we go, we have caught our first legendary Pokemon. I must say the only Pokemon that did give me a lot of trouble till now is actually Ho-Oh. I had to reset my game like 8 times to catch it, but I did manage to catch it with a Quick Ball in the end. So definitely I'm all for it when Quick Ball is present. Here is Solgaleo. It is Psychic Steel type. Actually didn't know its typing, by the way. I'm really not that good with Pokemon's and Sun and Moon game. As I've never played it, I never bothered to look up into the types of most of those Pokemons. Let me quickly save up my game before we check out the location for Raikou. So this one is a bit trickier, even though the guy told that it was near a desert. And I did guess it right, it was near Asado Desert, but we're actually on top of the mountain here. This is exactly where we battled the Open Sky Titan before, so it's pretty easy to actually find Raikou over here. Now that I've found it, let me save my game and challenge it. Now this one is also the second time I'm trying out with Raikou. The first time I actually once again knocked it out. I figured out that it's easier for me to just see which moves are super effective against it and then just try avoiding it for my second turn. I think this is a really good strategy when you're going against legendary Pokemons. Anyway, here is my first turn of Quick Ball, and unfortunately it really didn't work out. At this point I did go ahead and speed up this video. It did take me quite a few time for me to actually catch this Raikou. So I figured out that it's easier for me to just go ahead and speed it up a bit. First of all, I feel like once again my Lantern here is a perfect Pokemon to go against it. As you can see, with 2, I believe, Hydro Pumps, I was able to take it down to red health. Unfortunately, my Paralyze move doesn't really work on this one. So I do have to just try and catch it with the Ultra Ball. This might have been a bit easier if I had figured out to use a grass type Pokemon and use Sleep Powder. That might have helped me, but I was too lazy to try and find a Pokemon with that move. So here we are with me figuring out to catch it with just red health. Hopefully it does work out. Thankfully, once again, I do have around 59 Ultra Balls, so I should be able to catch this one with ease. I also have around 30 Timer Balls in case the Ultra Balls doesn't really work out. I believe that catching legendary Pokemons in these newer games are actually much easier than the older ones. It just might be the number of Pokeballs that we are able to buy, or maybe the mechanism has changed a bit. but I do feel that legendary Pokemons in these newer games are way easier to catch. Anyway, let's see how many Pokeballs or Ultra Balls we need more. We're already down to 9 of them, including the Quick Ball. It will be 10. I'm actually wondering at this point if I should have just added a grass type Pokemon into my team. Unfortunately, Muscrada doesn't really learn Sleep Powder, so I'm not really able to use it. Maybe if I did have a Bulbasaur, I could have probably tried using that Pokemon here. I believe I have one in my box. If this doesn't really work out, if the Pokeballs come down to 40, I might actually go ahead and try this one again. Alright, we are down to 45, which is pretty high, and 44 I believe. This one's definitely a bit frustrating, but of course at least this shows the importance of having some kind of status on the legendary Pokemon, in case if you want to catch it super easy. I believe this is also the same reason why I wasn't able to catch Ho-Oh as well, because I figured that I wouldn't use the paralyzing move. Anyway, let's see if we can actually catch it. We are down to 41, and nope, still just down to 1 shake. This is the 40th Ultra Ball. Never mind. You know what, I'll give it 10 more Ultra Balls, since I really didn't have to waste so much for another legendary Pokemon. I figured that this is a Pokemon that I would use it on. I'm actually interested in knowing which legendary Pokemon did you guys have a struggle in catching. Let me know in the comment section, because that is going to be pretty fun. Alright, this one is still pretty bad. Down to 36. Almost, I believe, 25 Ultra Balls. And it still is just giving 1 shake. 2 over here. I'm guessing that we are closer to catching it, but of course that's not really true. But hopefully I'll be able to catch it. I guess I also have to go ahead and buy more Ultra Balls after this one. At this point I was getting really exhausted, as this is actually the sped up part of it. I believe this was around 20 minutes in. Sometimes it does get pretty boring just, sitting here and just using Ultra Balls one after the other. I believe that is one of the boring part of catching a legendary Pokemon. Alright, let me try once more. We are down to 29. And never mind. This one is definitely proving to be tougher. I'm really regretting not bringing a grass type move, but at least we were able to catch it right here. So that was pretty bad. I had 59 Ultra Balls and I'm down to 29 right now. So we did use around 31 to catch this. But of course here we have Raikou with a really good moveset and the ability Pressure. Pretty cool. I'm glad that I was able to actually catch it before my patience ran out. But I think this was pretty fun. Alright, so that's all I had for today. In the next episode, I will continue this one and catch 2 more legendary Pokemons. I wonder which ones I will get. Either way, hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel, as it does help me a lot. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description, and I'll see you all in the next one.